And then now, the final segment of the pod, we're going to have to go through the cultural wild card. Oh my days. So, Omotola is trending, right? Omotola is trending, and this is like, oh wow, okay, so how do we even cover this? I'll be honest with you, when I saw this, I was a bit like, yeah, like this doesn't sound good. So let's just get straight into it. Omotola did an interview, and allegedly, according to her, she said, you get me, that. Okay, you know what? So Omotola did, veteran actress Omotola Jalade Ekeinde did. Now she's one of the legends, veteran legends in Nollywood. Like during she was the original, when they say the hotties, the baddies of Nollywood when it started, when it became really proper. Like, you know, her, Rita Dominic, Genevieve and Nanji. Just the off the top of my head, you know, no disrespect to other ones, I can't really remember them properly, but you were like, you know, they had a lot of people going crazy and everything. So she basically has set social media buzzing after revealing that she was once gifted a car, even while married. Speaking to Niger FM 102.7, the screen icon dismissed claims that women don't dominate Nollywood. Now, she was talking about Nollywood in general and women being, you know, the leading force behind Nollywood, and then it trickled down to this. So she says, insisting that women are the real backbone of the industry. Women are the ones who hold Nollywood. She said, stressing that many female actors are not just performers, but business owners, influencers, producers, and entrepreneurs. According to her, most actresses she knows run multiple businesses alongside their acting careers, with some even maintaining full-time professions. But it was her candid confession about receiving expensive gifts that went ham, that went viral. You know, so she said women have admirers. Allegedly, she said she who is married, she knows how many people, but here in Nigeria we have that sound when the light has come back. Yeah, but anyway, back to her saying. She was saying Omotola was saying she who is married, allegedly, she said she who is married, she knows how many people have gifted her things, women and men. They will just see her and say, Omotola, I'm sending you this. They've gifted her a car before, and when asked if the car was returned because she's already married, the actress responded bluntly, no. Why would I return the car? Omotola credited her husband's confidence for smooth handling of such situations, describing him as the most secure human being you can ever see. This Kia, you can ever beat. Yeah, think about it. How would you marry? How would you marry almost sexy? She said, hold on. She said, I'm so sorry. This is busting, right? So think about it. How will you marry an almost sexy if you're not secure? Hey, what lucky? Jeez, almost sexy. And like she quipped. Basically, social media has been going off. Now, before I get into this, I have to say, this is alleged, right? She said alleged. Allegedly, she said these things. And then allegedly, all she said is social media went crazy with some lady called Genevieve Mbama allegedly said that. Allegedly, I had to protect myself. But she said that allegedly, Omotola had an open marriage with her husband, not verified, please, not verified. And a lot of comments literally went at her saying, you know, she comes from, this is allegedly she has or she had an open marriage with her husband, the captain, and he just let her do her thing so he can do his thing. So one of the Twitter users said, you let your husband go and buy a car for a woman, let's see your reaction. Nigerians. Yeah, but so that's what literally said the whole internet was like, no. So questions like, the angles of this, married women receiving expensive gifts. Is there any reason a married woman should not receive expensive gifts from admirers, male or female, and if she has fans. Personally, see, that's something that you have to ask the person you're with. Like she said, he's the most secure man ever. So regardless of whatever accusations are being thrown against that situation, but she's saying he's the most secure man ever. I'm going to take her point of view of face value, and maybe that's just something that he doesn't mind, But personally, I won't accept it. My woman can't be accepting gifts from people, a car and all that. Like what's that supposed to mean? Like, no, man. Even if you're a celebrity, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't come across as something that I personally would accept. Now, any other person, they're right to decide on whether they accept or agree, or with their woman accepting expensive gifts from admirers or fans or whatnot. But personally, I feel like once you're married, right, there's some things that you just kind of don't. There's some boundaries that should not be crossed. And in terms of buying gifts for someone's wife, buying a car, like if they buy the car and they say, "Yo, okay, boss man, this is the car for you and your wife. You get me. This is my gift to you guys as a couple." I think that's a different conversation. But say they give her the car, like, "I'm sending you this," and then she went and told her husband, "Oh, one guy or one of my fans that's a female or male got me a car." That's a different conversation entirely. So I think that's two different perspectives. Do you understand? Is it from the perspective of, did the person buy the car and gift it to her and her husband, or did they buy it just for her and then she went to tell her husband? If it's the latter, then I don't think, if it's the latter, which is that she just got the car and went to go tell her husband, I am not in support of that. I feel there are boundaries that should not be crossed regardless of how big of a celebrity you are. Someone should go and buy Beyonce car now. Go and say you want to buy Beyonce car, let Jesus see you. Like, that things that as a man is just what it is. As a couple, as a married couple, there are certain boundaries that are not crossed. If you go and meet the man or you meet two of them, then not make it seem like some male dominated thing. But as a couple, if you go and meet the couple, say, "Yo, how far Omotola and I don't know husband's name, and the whoever it is, like, yo, I feel like I wanna your wife is such an icon. Like, I would like to gift you guys a car, or is it okay?" Like, at least give the man the chance to know what's going on. That is very puzzling. That for me, it's even more puzzling that she even come out and say that, knowing the kind of temperature she knows Nigerians can be on, But yeah, like, that's my personal opinion. At least you should give the man the option to say no before you go and accept gifts from someone else as a married couple. Do you understand? And then the whole narrative about her husband being secure, I feel is literally like is unnecessary because no one cares. What your husband needs is your business. Everyone want to hear that. Once everyone hears that, you understand? Once everyone heard and comprehended that she's talking about receiving gifts as cars, whatever, as a married wife, everyone is gonna attach their emotions to what you say. Do you understand? So that also lets out, like, she knows how social media outrage culture is. She's been in this. She blew up right before social media, but during the reign of social media, Most Sexy was one of the hottest stars. Even the other people have come up and everything, but she's one of the pioneers. And in terms of like sexy, beautiful women, she is one of them. So she should definitely have understood or known that, okay, these comments are gonna bring out a lot of outrage on social media, because that's social media, man. Once you say something that is out of pocket or doesn't conform to the norm, you are going to get it. So I totally understand what social media is saying, and then that also asks, should public figures share everything? Like, that also brings the question: should public figures share everything? Even though you're a public figure, you're a human, right? So yes, you're gonna have your moments. You're gonna make your mistakes. You're gonna have your cravings, whatever they may be, because you are human. But you are a public figure, so that on its own sets you apart and brings you to such a level of scrutiny, unfair as it may be. But that they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. From whom much is given, much is expected. So if it was a regular Joe on the street, no one is going to care that his wife collects, like, except the person tells his guys or something. But you being a public figure, they feel like you have such an influence and a loud voice. A lot of people might feel like, okay, you know what, you're going against your principles and trying to influence other women, you know, even though it's just you speaking your truth. What you saying is what happens, or my husband is this. Nigerians, especially Nigerians, the internet doesn't care, number one. The internet doesn't like rights, it just likes noise. That's one. But no disrespect to it. You know, what she said is definitely going to cause a lot of outrage. And then you have the question, is she empowering women or is she oversharing? I don't see anything empowering in that statement. I apologize. Personally, I don't see anything empowering in telling us how you receive expensive gifts as a married wife from people and your husband is okay with that. Like, the narrative is just a bit off. And then obviously you have the alleged conversations coming up and accusations from people like the Genevieve Mbana personality on Twitter and other Twitter personalities coming out and saying allegedly that, you know, Omotola has an arrangement with her husband, wherever it may be, and that has not been proven or verified. So I'm putting out allegedly there, please. This is not proven or verified. These are just statements and reactions and replies people have had on Twitter and social media platforms at what she has said about receiving gifts and whatnot. So really, she put herself in this situation. She could have kept it to herself and just stuck to talking about how women in Nollywood are you know, leading the pack and handling and, you know, leading the genre. But bringing it home and to our personal business gave the internet and Nigerians the freedom to comment and bash. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Unfortunately, it is what it is. So for the people out there, I get what you're saying. I see where you're coming from, and for Omotola Sexy, you know, Omo Sexy, I understand, and all I can say is you're a public figure, and this is what comes being a public figure at the end of the day. So yeah, so like